Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi friends, today I'm going to tell you a very interesting story called Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood lived with her mother and father in a little house near a forest. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said, "Will you take these cakes to grandmother?" "Yes," said Little Red Riding Hood, and off she went. "And remember to follow straight path to grandmother's house, and do not talk to any strangers," her mother said. Friends, so this page, do you know what we learned from this? That means that do not follow strangers, talk to strangers, because they're dangerous. They could kidnap us. They could make us. They could kidnap us, and they could take us in the forest and give a chocolate. So you must not take anything from them, or go with them anywhere, or talk to them, because even if you take something like candy, chocolate, so if you eat, you would feel like you're getting sleep or something. So that's why you do not take anything. Back to story. Grandma's house was on the other side of the forest, and a wolf lived near it. How scary. Red Riding Hood started off happily and forgot what her mother had told her. As she went through the forest to pick up some flowers for grandmother. Kids, oh my God. Like, it's scary, and you know, this page gives a message too. Like, Little Red Riding Hood forgot what her mother said. She said, "You do not go anywhere else, just go to grandmother's house." But she forgot, and she started off happily and take flowers, so Wolf could see her like that. Back to story. When the wolf saw Little Red Riding Hood, he asked her, "Little girl, where are you going?" "To see my grandmother, who lives in the cottage on the other side of the forest," replied Little Red Riding Hood. Now see, her mother said that you must not just tell anyone that where your grandmother lives, where you live. So when the strangers just hear that, he would follow you, chase you, and more dangerous things. Back story. The wolf ran to grandmother's house, tied her up, and hid her under the bed. That's too horrible. He tied her up. The Little Red Riding Hood knocked on her grandmother's door. "Come in, Little Red Riding Hood," said the grandmother. Grandmother was in the bed, but her face was different. "Come near, my dear," said the funny voice. "Oh, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big ears you have! All the better to hear you with, my dear child," said the funny voice. "Please come near to me." "Oh, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big eyes you have!" "All the better to see you with, my dear child," said the funny voice. "Please come near to me." "Oh, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big teeth you have!" "All the better to eat you," said the wolf. So the Little Red Riding Hood, first she just she was just thinking that this doesn't look like my grandmother. I just have seen that face somewhere. Then when the wolf let Little Red Riding Hood see his reality. She remembered, oh, the wolf, and she ran. And the wolf jumped it up from grandmother's bed and chased Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood ran from room to room. Help, help, she said. Little Red Riding Hood's father was in the forest hearing her scream. He ran to grandmother's door with his axe. How brave, man. The wolf saw the axe and he jumped it out from a window. Then he ran and ran. Little Red Riding Hood never saw him in the forest again. So friends, you must never just listen to strangers. See what happened to Little Red Riding Hood? Oh, thank goodness that her father was there. Thank you. Bye-bye, friends.